Hygiene Day, and SavSign TV and the Savannah Signatures partnered with UNICEF and KOICA to go to the field where we interacted with some young girls and also gave out some sanitary materials. We have some videos and pictures from our time on the field to share with you viewers. Yeah. Okay, so when we are done watching all these the videos and the pictures, we'll come back to the studio and interact with some members of the She Plus champions and also some staff at Savannah Signatures. So let's take a look.
زين شيء كارت كما ما دبمان زي ما أزور فينا تو يهيالي أنت عم تصير شيء تبدأ جات تنكو شيء ساشين تو نمبر شيء زين كانت تو كول كامين بدفيلا ببيان فهاي يشكلونا دم لاش اللرجو أن كولم فا أم يلم تصير شيء كم زين با صور لم زين با جنزون زين با يمم دالا في بولو كابتا يلم تصير شيء كم هذا ساشين زين ببيتال يتعم بيلا يتع شيء كم زارم زيننا من تو وان يم باشا بولو to only song some sa tang tama mga so number man nila 5100 mean nila free MTN number the main dia so you go phone to trial so want to burong to sana register ka call
number sha da papier ma am credit kabola ka call direct
okay
ami ka credit kabola Allah kan kabola Allah shamu ma adal 5100 ma den waden kam ka to call free okay ama unit ka kabola yo atu ku da number sha da ma
It's a pretty long time. So I got it. You look at the
where the plaster is be on the back, plaster at the table, and I'm back to wash it, Agba line of people pampas. Cause I'm not here. Well, no. I'm not to be one side. Mas a pessoa morre. Depois a minha pergunta que não mostra nada sou. A pergunta que repete. Vai só morre, aí só mexia. Answer ka picture man ka pergi. Kinu biya sho ngosa dem biya bitu no de bai anu nango kala na so no de biya agbani. Ai wo ka ba ka reason na karsaki. This is your shima. It's a allowance being got. I'm not being shot in your one. Can I know that? Can I focus? Am I in the number?
So if you just joined us, these are videos from our outreach yesterday. We went out to the fields and then we gave out sanitary materials, and we also interacted with some of the young girls to share their experiences to mark the World Menstrual Hygiene Day. So according to the Ghana Research Briefs, that about 95% of girls sometimes miss school due to menstruation. Menstruation is a major barrier to girls' attendance at school due to lack of facilities, traditional beliefs that menstruating women should be reserved, inactive, and quiet. They are also scared to go to the chalkboard or stand up to answer questions in case their clothes become stained and then they will be teased. Girls said that sanitary pads were the most reliable way they could manage their period at school, but access to these products was challenging for many. In homes where traditional religions based on beliefs and tribal goals, girls cannot prepare food when they are menstruating, and some are even forbidden from touching household wares. And because of that, a lot of us have different names we have for menstruation, because in this day and age, there are lots of young girls that are still shamed for menstruating. So instead of someone openly saying, I'm menstruating, you hear words such as, oh, I'm experiencing some palm oil, or I am in my danger zone, or Madam Red is here, or Auntie Flo is around. It has been, the word menstruation has been shrouded in a lot of secrecy, so it makes it very difficult for a lot of young girls to talk about it or seek help if they are experiencing any challenges with their menstruation. With me today in the studio, I have some members of the She Plus Youth Champions to have some discussions with. Yesterday we were on the field together, so they knew what transpired and all the things we saw. So welcome, my dear.
Thank you.
So I think yesterday, when we were having the interview with the young girls, I think one of the issues that struck me was almost every young girl that was interviewed said they first got menstruation information from their peers. A lot of them said that it's the day they started menstruating that their people told them about menstruation. Those who had prior knowledge mentioned that they got it either from their cousin or a classmate at school. How did that make you feel?
Actually, I feel I didn't feel good at all when I heard about it, and the most surprising thing was I asked someone where she got her information from about menstruation, and then she said she got it from her friend, and then even for good 3 years she has been menstruating without the mother knowing.
Wow.
And they're staying in the same room.
Yeah,
I don't know that she's menstruating. So with this, I didn't feel good at all. I was like, why you gave birth to someone and you're in the same room with the person has menstruated for good 3 years and you don't know the person is menstruating. So actually I didn't feel good at all when I heard that.
Yeah, so Kausa, how did that make you feel, knowing that young girls mostly get their menstruation information from peers rather than from home?
Actually, it was sad when I heard that from those young people out there. Because how can you menstruate without
without having prior knowledge? Yeah.
About it. So our mothers have to encourage us or advise us anytime we see our menstruation, or they should just get interact with us and educate us about our menstruation.
So I don't know, are we going to, put this, how are we going to handle it? Are we putting the blame on the homes, or is it still about the stigma of menstruation? Why do you think that parents do not tell their children about menstruation?
To me, the stigma starts from the home before it gets to the community. Because even if those within you, those you sleep with the same and did not stigmatize you about you menstruating as a lady, then you wouldn't feel anything bad when outsiders do so to you. So it comes from the home and it gets to the community at large. So and to me, why parents don't tell their children about menstruation is that they usually see them as small, like she's still small to menstruate, she's still young for me to talk to her about menstruation, and then some people at large will just feel like if I talk to her about menstruation, that's equally talking to her about sexuality or sexual thing. So that to me, that's the reason why most parents find it difficult to talk to their children about menstruation. They feel like they are still young or they are still small to menstruate without even looking at other factors that lead to menstruation. To me, that's the reason.
Okay, so what were some of the feelings you got from interacting with the young girls?
I can quite remember there was a lady who said she has never used sanitary pad before.
Oh.
And that was very sad to hear that. So I just have to encourage the youth or the parents to always feel free to talk to their wards about their menstruation anytime they are with them.
So yesterday we had our first talk at Nasia where we interacted with some young girls there, and then we moved to Lorry. How did you feel about the community's involvement in whatever that we did? How do you feel about the community's involvement? Did you feel like the community, they were supportive, or?
There wasn't, especially at Lowry. Because to me, that most of the young ladies there, looking at them in the eyes, you could feel like they have a lot of questions within them to ask. But the stigma.
Okay.
The stigma to me is the stigma, especially when they see that some of the men around them, and then they couldn't feel free to say it out that I have this problem, I have this. I can remember already popping up one example of some of the problems you usually go through during menstruation. Someone menstruating, you start at 5 and then it's reduced to 2 days. And I saw someone nodding the head this way. You could feel like the person was having that question, but the person was feeling shy to say it out. So the stigma was there. And then they came out in their numbers all right, but it wasn't that supportive, asking questions and then sharing their ideas. Most of them wasn't sharing their ideas, although they had problems within them.
Also, come to think about it, I think at Lorry, we had just one man among the crowd, right? Yes. So I don't know. I think that probably the whole stigma around menstruation there must be so strong that young girls will just have just one male present and still not be able to ask their questions. Yeah. I don't know if I was the one who got that feeling. Yeah. Because it was just at one man. And yet... Exactly. So, and from the interaction I had, I saw between them and the man, I realized that there's somebody they know. Because if he mobilized them, this somebody they know. So, like, how bad could it be that his presence could deter a lot of them from asking all the questions they want to ask? This shows that there are lots of problems around the menstruation. There are lots of stigma around menstruation there. To me,
mostly when I hear of stigma when it comes to menstruation, it isn't only men who stigmatize women when it comes to men. Even we the women do. We stigmatize each other when it comes to menstruation issues. Some will feel like, this girl is too this. When she's menstruating, she doesn't do this. She doesn't. The one thing is to correct the person rightfully. But when you tell the person that, look at your clothes is stained with blood, look at you're a dative girl, you should do this and this. I think to me it's stigma. So, although the man was there and he was someone they know very well and they were unable to interact freely with the man's presence, I could feel like even some of the ladies or some of the women there too stigmatizing some of the young ladies, especially the young ladies who were around there, like their mothers, their aunties, their guidance were there. So they feel like if I'm going to ask questions about menstruation, my mom is here. How will I feel? Like my mom will feel like, oh, so this my child is having this problem and then she has been hiding.
Yeah,
the stigma is not only coming from the male aspect, but our parents and then our relatives that we relate to also we usually face this kind of problem from them too. So I think the stigma is not coming only from the main aspect, but the women aspect too.
Okay.
To me.
Kausa, I don't know, is the story different from your end? Like, when you started menstruating, did you receive information from the home before you started menstruating? Like
from my sister.
From your sister? Wow.
Anytime we have a conversation, she will be talking to me about menstruation, when you have to start menstruation, this and this and this and that will happen.
Okay, but you didn't get it from your mom or any other adults in there?
Actually, no.
Oh, okay. So I'm just trying to understand this. But before that, if you just join in, you know what we do as usual. We give out airtime in between. So right now, I am going to give out my first airtime, and it is MTN, fastest fingers. I'm going to give out airtime, the fastest fingers, and this is MTN. Actually, today there are a lot of goodies to be giving out. Today I'll be giving out sanitary pads, and then I'll be giving out, where's my production manager? Will I be giving out t-shirts too? Okay, so I have a note that I'll be giving out t-shirts too. So if you just joined in, this is the Young Voices Forum, and I'm giving out my first airtime. And the numbers are as follows: 411 94 32 01 51 802. If you just join in, I'm giving out MTN airtime, and if you get it, please acknowledge it in the comment section. The numbers are as follows: 411 94 32 01 51808. So if you get it, please do indicate it in the comment section. And if you have any contribution, any questions, I would very much like to hear it. So you leave them for us in the comment sections, and we'll see if we can talk about it. And okay, so some of the comments I'm seeing is Hafsat Yuriza is saying she's monitoring. Thank you, Hafsat, for monitoring. And then Adam Ardia Tipaya is monitoring. Thank you very much for monitoring. So at this point, I think I want to invite someone else into the studio. I want to invite someone else into the studio that I feel like the person has the range to answer the next question. So Alhaji. Okay. Well, they said there's going to be another video. Sorry for that. There's going to be a quick video. After that, I will talk to Alhaji about some of the issues. He was with us on the field yesterday, so I'll talk to him about some of the issues that we saw and heard when we went out yesterday.
Another one.
So labo samata ai den pagwa ai de buchana de nawula ya kuma labo sama la dab saranwa ibu boho kaka ya na o inda kwa boho la ngwa ka kule ina ngimanga
So that is number one.
It's a people alone that so I got you look at the woman.
Where the plaster is to be on the man, plaster on the cameraman, and I'm back to wash
So, welcome back. I have with me in the studios two gentlemen to join the conversation about menstrual hygiene. Okay, so Alhaj, yesterday we were on the field together. And how do you feel seeing the young girls with all the excitement about receiving the sanitary pads? Like, how do it make you feel?
I think that it was a great feeling to be on the field to support young girls with sanitary pads. You know, like you were mentioning earlier in the discussion, we still have a lot of challenges when it comes to menstruation for girls. Many communities, many societies still do not give adequate information to girls during menstruation. The girls, the weight and the information only comes to the girls by surprise. And you heard some of them telling you on the field. I never had information about menstruation until my first, until it came to me. I was so shocked when I heard one girl say that, you know, that they were just sitting in class, and then all of a sudden she felt that she was urinating, but she knew she was not hard pressed to urinate. And then when she checked, it was not an ordinary urine. It was a bit bloody, and so she wanted to go and ask the teacher for permission to go home. But then her colleagues were watching, and she was afraid to get up. And then it was becoming serious because the blood flow was becoming more and more until when it was running on her legs, and her colleagues were drawing her attention to the fact that something was running on her legs. And then she had no option then but to go and talk to the teacher, and the teacher said, teacher gave her a cloth and asked her to go home and talk to the mother. And then, but her worry was that she went home, and the next day she couldn't even muster the courage to bring the teacher's cloth back because she felt a lot of shame, and that when she was going, some of the class members were laughing, and she didn't know how she was coming to face them, that she has pissed on herself. And up to when she was leaving the class, she didn't even know what was happening to her. And I mean, it was a lot of shock to me that parents would have children and will not even spend time to educate the children that as you are growing, there will be a time that you will begin to experience ABCD, and when you see this is what it means. And so children are left to wonder on their own what that means. And you remember also we got another girl saying that she got information from her friends, and that the friends told her that because the friends and it happened because the friends were menstruating before her. And so because of that, they mentioned to her that they were experiencing this, and they were asking her why she was also seeing it. And she wasn't seeing it. And so that was when she got the information that, okay, maybe it will soon happen to me. But then when it was not happening to her, she was becoming worried that in her circle of friends, all of them were having this thing flowing from their vagina, but she alone did not have this thing coming. And it was a worry to her. And I was saying that if she had information from her parents, from her school teachers, and you know the issue about reproductive health education, the teachers are supposed to give the students information about reproductive health education in schools, so that they are very well much prepared, so they don't get it at home and they don't get it at school. So where do we expect them to get the information from? So if you look at the situation of girls now in relation to some of these reproductive health issues, we are doing a lot of disservice to them, because they are not getting information at home and they are not getting information at school, because sometimes the teachers themselves are not well informed about some of these issues. So how do they teach the students? So I think that this is a major challenge for us as a society, and even us as NGO, to try and work with the Ghana Education Service, to try and work with the Ghana Health Service, to see how we can strengthen the school level programs that would help more girls to have more information about menstruation even before they start menstruation. Now, if I have to even go to the school level to tell you the challenges that existed from what the girls said, because at the school level they tell you if they are men that they don't go to school. One girl was saying that, I don't know whether it was in the that was in Wale when we were swimming live, and the girl said, what do you do? One of them asked her, what do you are menstruating? He said, if I'm menstruating, I'm at home. Yeah. If I'm menstruating, I am in the house. And you were asking her why. She said, because if I go to school, it's difficult for me where to change. But they are saying that I must change the pad 1 or 2 times or 3 times a day. But when I'm in school, where do I change when I have to change? And they are saying that I need to bath. And when I'm in school and I have heavy flow and I have to bath, how do I bath? So from the way she presented it, it was obvious that she had no option but to absent herself from school when she's menstruating. And you cannot blame her. You can only blame the system. That we have systems that are not supporting our young girls, that are not creating the right environment for our young girls to experience and love what they go to as women or girls. But this is a natural phenomenon they go through. And it should be something they love. It should be something they cherish. But now it's becoming a problem. It's getting to become a problem. You get it? And I heard Wahab also talking to one girl yesterday. I don't know what maybe we might want to share it. So what was the girl telling you?
She was just telling me about the first time when she got the menses, that she thought that it was a sickness or something, an accident that she was getting inside her stomach or something like that. I was so surprised. So finally that she got to know that it's natural. It has been happening to those who has passed before their system. And what I learned or I get from what we have gone through yesterday, a lot of ladies were sharing their experiences in their menses about their menstruation. And I can see that some of them, at first, they were lacking of some information and knowledge, but now I can see that it's now changing. If we can educate our young girls, there are challenges in the menstruation. If you see something like this, getting your menses and you see body weakness, stomach pains and other things, you shouldn't feel shy. You need to ask a friend. So that if a friend cannot be able to explain well, then you can go to the nearest health center so that they can be able to help you to solve all those things. So I see that if we can follow that channels and we can able to be in a good menstruation.
Just to add to what you have
put a pin in that, Elijah. I'll come back to you. If you just joined us, this is the Young Voices Forum, and today we are wrapping up our conversations around menstruation. We've been doing this the whole month. Today is the last day that we are talking about menstruation on the Young Voices Forum, and you can join in with your contributions. You can still share your experiences in the comment section and I will read them live. I still haven't gotten an acknowledgement for the person who got the MCN airtime, so I'm just going to assume that no one got it. So I'm going to mention the numbers again. If you get it, please indicate it in the comment section. And today I have a lot of gifts. I have airtime, I have t-shirts, and I have sanitary pads. So I'm taking note of the active users, I'm taking note of those who are making active contribution. When we are done, they will inbox you so that you know how to take up your prize. And then the MCN numbers are as follows: 41194320151802. The numbers are as follows: 41194320151802. 20151802. If you get it, do indicate in the comment section and let me know. So okay, so so I'm trying to, there have been some comments and I'm trying to read them, but I don't know what's happening. I think so let's continue the conversation. I will come back. I will come back to the comments later. So Alaji, this question is for you. So what can we do to ensure that girls have enough information? I mean, information can never really be enough, but then like something, girls should be able to have adequate information about menstruation. What can we do?
Okay, I think that there are two ways to the issue. Let's take my mask off for now, so to be able to talk. There are two ways to the issue. One, as they say, charity begins at home.
Yeah.
We give birth to children. We have a responsibility over the children. So the education of girls about nutrition should start right from the home. If you are a mother, if you are a father, you need to take an interest in your girl. We know that girls now menstruate as early as 12 years and 12 years old. So you should know that the moment they begin to, they reach this age, you should take an interest in letting them know that they will soon experience something called menstruation, so that they will be prepared for it before it comes. And let them know that when it does come, they should talk to you and you will guide them about what to do. Or sometimes you can even already tell them what they need to do when it begins to flow. For instance, you saw the demonstration we did yesterday about
the sanitary pad.
We're not surprised that many of them sitting
couldn't
did not know how to fit the pad into their pants. So if you just give it to them and you assume that they would know, at the end of the day, they're going to stain their clothes and their body because they will not be able to fix it very, very well. And so it is very important that as parents, we take an interest in the health and well-being of our children, especially in relation to their menstruation. Let's tell them what they need to know. This thing is a normal thing. You will see it. I've gone through it as your mother, and so it's not anything dirty. It's not anything this. And if we are restricting them, you see, there are a lot of positive things and positive reasons behind restricting girls and abstaining them from doing certain kinds of chores at home when they are menstruating. But we've been looking at it from the negative point of view. And I want to share some of the positive point of view of the restrictions. So for instance,
so Alaji, hold on to the restriction. Let me quickly run to Wahab. Wahab, so let's say your sister is menstruating. If your sister is menstruating and maybe it's her duty to wash the bowls or clean the household or something, and because of crumbs, she's unable to do it, what do you do?
If it is a permission from my parents not allowing her to do so, I will let my parents know what it is, so that they can, if they understand what it is, they will allow her to
rest.
I mean, to do the things.
Yeah, but what do you do? What do you do if your sister is unable to do house chores as a result of menstrual cramps?
I'll take it. I'll help my sister. I'll let her rest so that I'll do it.
Okay.
Because it's not permanent.
Yeah.
It's a temporary issue.
Yeah.
Very soon, 3 days or 4 days, it will just go off and she can be able to do the house again.
I like the way you quickly checked yourself when you said help and you said you would do it. Because if you say help, I feel like you're saying that, okay, that's not your house too. It's like you're just coming to help. So I think if it's your house too and your sister cannot do it, that is you also just working. You are not helping. You are just working in your house. Okay, so let me on pause. What?
I knew you were going to go.
Oh, you knew I wouldn't let it go. I wouldn't let it go.
And I'm happy to hear what you're saying. That's the positive point of view I'm talking about. You know that for some girls, when they're menstruating, sometimes they even feel sick.
Yeah.
So having gone through menstruation as a mother, that's why most of the women talk to their husband to try and give some holiday to girls at home when they are menstruating. But I don't know why we are processing it in a negative view to think that when they are asking them to stay away from something, then we are stigmatizing them, or we are saying that they are dirty and they cannot. No, it's for good reasons. So for instance, I have my sisters, most of my sisters, when they are menstruating, they have a lot of headache.
Yeah.
So this headache will not allow them to do the normal household chores they do. So they are given the opportunity to stay out and rest. And when they are taking the rest, another person who is not seeing them around doing the same thing is thinking that they've been stigmatized because they are menstruating. No. So it's for good reasons. But I don't know why we always want to look at it from the negative point of view. But these are for very, very good reasons. Look at when we're explaining the issue of menstrual cramps yesterday. You saw how quiet they all became. It meant that most of them had been experiencing it. And I was telling the men around that we want you to be here because we want you to understand and know this, that sometimes when your daughters, when your wives are menstruating, they go through a lot of pain. So you need to support them during this process and give them some holidays about the things they do when they cannot do it. Do you get it?
Yes,
but here is the case. We as a rights activists will come again and say that when you tell them not to do this, when you ask them not to be part of this, then you are stigmatizing them, forgetting that sometimes it is not deliberate, but it's because of what we know that they are going through. But that is not to say that there are not instances where culture or religion or something else is used to stigmatize them. For those ones, we condemn it. We condemn that it shouldn't be happening. Women and girls are not dirty when they are menstruating. They are very, very clean and healthy when they are menstruating. We only need to appreciate that they are going through a natural cause, which sometimes makes them behave in certain ways, and we need to understand this and be able to support them very well. Now we're talking about the kind of support that girls need, and I started from the home. You remember I started from the home, and then you went to have to ask that. And now I wanted to talk about what we need to have in schools.
You
see that, and I was caught by what you read in the research. That said that sometimes they are afraid to get up because they have the feeling that when they stand by the blackboard, then somebody will see something and laugh at them. So you see how this can affect their self-esteem during the menstrual week. So they want to talk in class, but they are not able to talk because they have the feelings that they might be called to work a question on the board, and they feel so ashamed to stand by the class because some people may be watching behind them and be seeing things that they don't want them to see. Now you go to most of our schools, common washrooms do they have for decent washrooms, they don't have for students. They don't have water, basic necessity of water for students to practice good washing, hand washing. So she's gone to the school bathroom to ease herself, and then once she eased herself, she had to place the pad well again, and her hand got stained with blood, and she doesn't have an opportunity to wash her hand.
That's
now how do we expect such girl to be in school? I mean, let's be fair with ourselves that the system, as long as the system does not create that positive environment for girls to be able to live in school in a way that they should when they are menstruating, we cannot expect them to be in school.
Also, Alaji, a quick one. So sanitary pads are very expensive. I mean, some people can afford it. They are taxes. You know, I found out that sanitary pad actually has a luxury tax. I mean, it's sanitary pad Bentley. I don't know who sat down and looked at sanitary pad and said, oh no, this one is a luxury, and then decided that sanitary pad should have luxury. So what do you think the government can do to help this situation? Because there is period poverty, Alaji. A lot of young girls cannot afford sanitary pad, and we know the repercussions of such issues. Yeah. We know what some girls do in order to be able to get sanitary pad. Yeah. We know that because of lack of sanitary pad, a lot of young girls cannot go to school because if they are menstruating, they have to stay at home. Yeah. So what do you think the government should?
I think that the onus is on the government, the Ghana Health Service, and the Ministry of Health to ensure that all forms of taxes are removed on sanitary pads, to make them affordable, very, very affordable to girls in the remotest part of the country. Yeah. Now, you would notice that some of the pads are even now made in Ghana. Yeah. So the thing I said, we are not importing it. Yeah. So if you are not importing, it means that it should come at a lesser cost to us. Why are we still buying it at a higher cost? It's because of the taxes that are put on the producers of these commodities, that they have no option but to do what? But to place the prices high. And once this is placed high and the girl doesn't have money to buy, let me tell you, of what was happening. A lot of the girls we saw there, most of them were coming from the Kai. Wow. They were forced to come back home. Now they were working in Accra. Now they have come home. They are no longer working. Yeah. How do we expect such girls who have come back to the community where there's no form of economic activity to be able to afford the pad? Yeah.
So, Alhaji, hold on. At this point, if you just joined us, this is still the Young Voices Forum, and we are wrapping up our discussion on menstrual hygiene. This program is supported by the Ghana Alliance for SRHR, and then my makeup was done by Gabby's Beauty Parlor. You can just locate them on the T Poly Google stretch. It's somewhere that you cannot get missing. They are just by the road in one-story building like that, so you can locate them there too. Right now, I'm giving out my second airtime. And it's Vodafone. So if you get it, please do indicate in the comment section for me. The numbers are 5448 9291 4221 18. Let me take it again. It's Vodafone airtime, fastest fingers. 5448 9291 4221 18. So if you get it, please do indicate it in the comment section for me. Thank you, and I've just been notified that Simavi is one of our sponsors. Sorry, I didn't intend to leave them out. And time is far spent. I think we have less than 7 minutes to go. Okay, so Kausara just indicated in the comment section that she got the airtime. Thank you, Kausara, for being honest. So, Alaji, let's come around to your final words.
I want to encourage parents and that it's a fight for them. Yeah. Every parent looks to have a child enjoy her life. Mm-hmm. And so I always say that charity begins at home. Yeah. So parents must do their best to provide the needs of their children. Mm. And that's why it's important for us to think about the children we bring on earth. Yeah. They are a responsibility to us from God. Yeah. Pastor will tell me in the office, every child is a responsibility to the parents. Yeah. And on the judgment day, you will be asked about how, he said, they shepherd the sheep. So they asked how you shepherd the children you brought on earth. So if you did not give them what they needed when they were menstruating and they had to go and to promise a young man sexual intercourse after menstruation to get money from them to buy it, on Judgment Day, when they say they did it because of that, God is going to hold you, the parent, responsible. So I think that we are Muslims, we are Christians, we have a responsibility to take care of the children bring on earth. So we should take an interest in their development. Take an interest to ensure that we support them in time when they need us. And I also want to encourage our teachers that when they, because sometimes the stigma starts even with the teacher. Like imagine a teacher telling a child that I wanted to speak my language, that you are a big girl like you, and you didn't know that you are a big
menstruate.
And what you have done to yourself.
It's true.
Instead of having some pity for the student, you see some of them condemning the student before their peers. And when you do that's when the child doesn't feel comfortable to come back the next day to school. But I would like to commend also our female teachers. Most of them have been very, very, very supportive. When they see girls menstruating, sometimes they give out their own cloth to the girl to go home and to change and bring it back the next time. The stigma sometimes is only happening among a few females and male teachers. The male teachers also, because the male teachers do not understand what it is for a woman or a girl to menstruate. So they don't know that because they don't have this understanding. Then you see some of them beginning to think that the girl was weak, the girl was too loose, she should have known all those things. So I just want to encourage parents and to encourage teachers to begin to give information to students about some of these things before they experience it in their life.
All right, Wahab, your last words.
My last words, about the sanitary pass, the government he have to support us so that our young girls can able to afford them, so that when they are in their menses, they can able to use them. Otherwise, it will lead them to sickness, and we'll get more cases in our health centers. So if government do that, it will also take some part of the pressure in the hospitals. So government should look at those things and support so that it will the price will come down for the ladies
to be able to afford it. Okay, so all too soon we are wrapping up on our program for today, and this our last conversation on menstrual health, menstrual hygiene for this month. Next week we'll be talking about a whole different issue altogether. Do make time to tune in. This program was brought to you by SavSign TV, and it's supported by the Ghana SRHR Alliance, SIMA-V, and then Gabby's Beauty Parlor. They did my beautiful makeup. If you can't see it, well, I'll send you pictures later to see what a wonderful work she has done on my face. I couldn't even recognize myself when I saw myself in the mirror. So thank you very much, Gabby Beauty Parlor. And at this point, I have just one more call credit to give out, and this one is Airtel Tigo. So if you use Airtel Tigo, you can get this one. And the numbers are as follows: 5282 79 70 61 61 9104. I repeat, 5282 79 70 61 61 9104. If you got it, you can just indicate it in the comment sections. And we have come to the end of it. So you want to say something on that?
Just to say a big thank you to the Girls Life Choices project and Savannah Signatures, UNICEF and COICA for the support that we had
yesterday
to go and support the vulnerable young girls. We saw the communities we went to. At the point out, one of our cars got stuck in the mud. The struggle we went through to remove the car was not easy. But the satisfaction was that we have been able to impact the lives of the most vulnerable in the remote rural communities of the Northeast region. And so I want to say a big thank you to UNICEF and to let them know that they had touched the lives of some brilliant, intelligent, young, beautiful young girls who were very, very grateful, who were full of smiles when we presented the sanitary pads to them, and who, for some of them, were going to use proper sanitary pads for the first time in their menstrual life. And so, for this reason, we say thank you again, and we say we congratulate you, we commend you and Savannah Signatures for listening to us when the project officer MFA made the request for us to go and do this. So that's what I guess wanted to add. Yes.
Okay, so you can do your part, I can do my part to end period shaming. No girl should be feel ashamed for menstruating in 2020. This should have been normal in 1633, but this is 2020, and a lot of girls still go through that. And also, our appeal to corporate bodies and individuals: try as much as possible to support girls who are menstruating. It could be just one pad for one particular girl every month, or you could identify a group of girls and give sanitary pads to them. It's a lot of young girls are suffering. People miss school because of lack of pad for menstruation. So try out, reach out, support one person, 2 people, 3 people. It will go a long way to make their life much more easier. So thank you very much for joining us today. And this brings us to the end of our program today. And okay, so so far the interactions, I don't know, I think the management have to reach out to Zulai Halami. I've realized that she's been on the program since the beginning of it. So you've won yourself a sanitary pad or sanitary pads. I can tell 2 sanitary pads. So they will inbox you, and then you will know. They will tell you how to get it. And I think she should get the T-shirt too. Okay, there's another person that's also is still on, and Hanan, a guy. So Hanan, you've won for yourself a T-shirt. So they'll inbox you, then arrangements will be made as to how you can be able to pick it up. Thank you very much for tuning in. We'll come your way next week Friday, same time. Bye.
About you, Isma. Okay. So welcome.